Linda here, founder of Beauty and Soul. Welcome back to our channel. In today's video, I'm going to talk about how to maintain a healthy skin barrier / how to repair a damaged skin barrier. So this is probably the most frequent question I get asked, and actually when I look through Instagram and YouTube, it is what most people will search or DM me on Instagram. So I thought I would make a little bit of a Q&A video. I put up an Instagram story asking for your questions, anything to do with skin barrier, and there were quite a few to go through. So I'll probably go through some of the things that I've personally learned from having damaged my skin barrier using an exfoliating mask. If you haven't seen that video, I will link it in the description. But then also just some general tips on how to maintain good skin health as well. So if this video is useful, please let me know in the comments and give this video a thumbs up, and let's get into it. So I would say by far the majority of questions were from people that said that they had over exfoliated or used too many active ingredients and had therefore compromised their skin barrier. I wonder how many times I'm going to say skin barrier in this video. We should do a little count. So I'll probably just answer that in, I guess, a broad sense of what I did when I had damaged my skin barrier. I first of all stopped whatever products that I was using, such as BHAs, AHAs, any vitamin C's, retinoids, or what people will call active ingredients. I stripped and pared down my routine back to products that I know that my skin loves, but also products that had a lot of anti-inflammatory or antimicrobial or soothing properties. So ingredients such as propolis and Cica or Centella asiatica are really good. Both of these have anti-inflammatory properties, so they will help alleviate that kind of soreness and redness that comes when you damage your skin. And I also opted for a super gentle cleanser. So I like to use kind of gel cleansers, but I started using the Vegan Glow mild foaming cleanser and also the Seoul cleansing milk, because they are super gentle, and I knew that they wouldn't cause any further damage. Now, when I had used a mask I used an AHA BHA, one of those peeling masks. I was product testing and I left it on. You're meant to leave it on for about 20 minutes. After a couple minutes, I was like, this is really irritating my skin. So I rinsed it off completely, and then I knew that I had completely messed up my skin. It was severely sore to the touch. It was kind of blistering. It was red, especially around my cheek and jaw area. And yeah, I will share some photos actually of when, maybe it was the day after, when I took the photos of kind of how red my skin was. I probably healed it in about a week. Basically doing that, so paring my skincare routine back down, using unscented, nourishing products. But then what happened was my skin got very dry. So as it was healing, it started blistering, but then it became really flaky and dry. So then I used a lot of hydrating ingredients. I looked for humectants and occlusives, so products that are going to retain moisture in the skin or also draw moisture to the surface of the skin. So hyaluronic acid, for example, the Isntree hyaluronic acid range is a really great option because this one is unscented. It contains several different types of hyaluronic acid, several different sizes, to work on the multiple layers of the skin and helps to retain moisture in the skin, so I wasn't losing any. I also made sure that I was washing my face with lukewarm to cool water. So I would highly recommend not to wash your face in the shower if you have dry skin, because that can really dry it out even further. And so I was washing my face with lukewarm to cool water, like even kind of on the colder side. And I was going straight in with a hydrating toner. This is probably the most hydrating toner that I know. Like, this one is super great. That's why I've got a new bottle from the warehouse, because this one's so good in winter. But the cream in this range is also really good. But because I was using lots of oils, so I was using the Seoul Skincare jojoba oil. This is a really lovely facial oil. It's super lightweight but really nourishing, and a couple drops goes a long way, and it just means that I was sealing in that moisture that I was adding to my skin to stop that flakiness as well. So like I said, Centella and Propolis were my friends. I think in the video where I actually do a diary log about how I repaired my barrier, I was using the Jumiso Aloe and Cica Serum, which actually worked an absolute treat. Obviously aloe vera is very soothing, and with the combination of Centella, I just felt that that helped repair the irritations, especially around my chin area. But the Purito Centella Unscented Recovery Cream is also a really good option. This one is very popular with those with sensitive skin or acne prone skin, but because it is free from essential oils, it is not going to irritate your skin. It's highly moisturizing. It also contains other ingredients such as niacinamide and asiatic acid, and also medicassic acid, which means it's just going to help add some more nourishment to your skin as well. That feels so nice and moisturized. So this is a really good option. This is also vegan friendly as well. And actually in my video diary log, I used the Benton Centella sheet mask, and I was a bit nervous because sometimes sheet masks, if you do have any irritations on the skin, they can sometimes sting. So I did say if I could feel it stinging, I would take it off immediately, and that goes with any product that you're using when you are healing your skin. But that one didn't irritate at all. So I did start using the gel just to top up during the day. I think when I did damage my barrier, it was really humid in the UK. It was like 33 degrees or something, which is really hot for us. So I was using the Benton Goodbye Redness. This is a Centella gel, but this is super lightweight, no fragrance, moisturizing, and so yeah, obviously because it contains Centella, it was a really good option as well. And then I haven't got it with me, but I was using the Propolis Ampoule. This is my favorite range from Cosrx, the Propolis range. This moisturizer is probably a good option for combination skin. It's unscented, it contains royal jelly and propolis, which like I said has antimicrobial and anti-inflammatory ingredients, so it's going to help any of those irritations. But this is a really good option as well for moisturizer. But like I said, I would always use hydrating ingredients. So even on top of moisturizer, I was using a few drops of the Seoul Skincare jojoba oil just to help seal everything in and kind of reduce that flakiness that I was getting. So that's kind of how I helped to repair my skin barrier. So aside from that, there's a few other tips. So obviously I've just said look for ingredients such as Centella and Propolis. Make sure that you're washing your face using cool to lukewarm water, and also moisturizing and ensuring that you're using occlusives and humectant ingredients such as hyaluronic acid or shea butter to help lock in that moisture. But also I would make sure, I think I mentioned this, make sure that you're not over exfoliating. So as soon as you have compromised your skin barrier or do notice any irritations, then I would strip out any active ingredients, vitamin C, no matter how small the percentage is. I was really going back to a super basic cleanse, tone, moisturize routine, using really gentle ingredients and really gentle products that I know and have tried and my skin love. I would also make sure that you're using SPF. Like, you should be using SPF every day and reapplying anyway, but obviously when you've compromised your skin barrier and when it gets really dry, it is more susceptible to bacteria. So if your skin is cracking, it means that bacteria can enter, and obviously that also means that UV rays could cause more damage. So if you have compromised your skin barrier, make sure that you are protecting your skin with SPF. I would highly recommend using SPF factor 50, PA quadruple plus, and ensuring that you're reapplying that every few hours if you are in direct sunlight. Even if you are working inside, if you're near a window, make sure that you're still using SPF as well. For cleansers, like I said, I was using a cleansing milk because I find those are really gentle. But optimally, I think you would look for a cleanser that has a pH of around 5.5. You usually will find the pH on the product page, certainly on our website, or it could even be in the name, such as the Hamish All Clean Low pH cleanser. Basically your skin's pH is around 5.5, so using a cleanser that has that same pH isn't going to disrupt the pH balance, which could then cause further damage to your skin barrier. So some of these cleansers that really foam up a lot and really lather, a lot of them have a pH of about 7 to 9, which is, if you've used one of them, you will find that it feels great at the time because you feel like, you know, your face is getting properly cleaned, but afterwards your cheeks especially can feel really tight and dry when you dry your face off. So that shouldn't happen. Your cleanser shouldn't leave your face feeling dry and completely stripped of moisture. That is how your skin can crack, and then that is how bacteria can get in, and that is a way that you can damage your skin barrier. So I would make sure that you are using a low pH cleanser that is gentle enough and is not going to do any harm when it comes to removing moisture from your skin. So one of the questions I got asked on Instagram is, hi, is there any way to tell if your skin barrier is broken, or how can you tell if it's getting better? So I think, you know, it's been such a buzzword lately, oh, skin barrier repair. For me, you know straight away when you've damaged your skin barrier. So basically what I felt was anything I was putting on my face was stinging, and no cream or any ointment, like my skin would just seep it up. It basically was so dry that it couldn't effectively control moisture levels, and therefore what it means is your skin barrier, when it's compromised, it's not doing its job to block out any harmful particles, bacteria, etc. that can sit on the skin and cause irritations, blemishes, etc. So you know, skin does a lot for us. It maintains water control and loss, it regulates temperature, but also it acts as a barrier, right? That's why we say skin barrier. It acts as a barrier to viruses, bacteria, and other things that can hurt and damage the skin. So when that is compromised or when that is damaged, usually it will be red, it will feel hot, and that's the kind of inflammation. That's why it's really good to look for ingredients such as propolis and centella. And yeah, as it's healing, I'll kind of show you some photos, but you can also see it in the video log that I did when I had damaged it. The redness does subside, the stinging subsided, but then what happened was it was severely dry. So as it was healing, it was kind of shedding dead skin, and yeah, it was just horribly dry around here for me. That's personally what I went through. So that's when I changed my routine to use a lot more hydrating and moisturizing ingredients. Okay, so the next question was how to build up a multi-step routine without irritation or compromising your barrier. So first of all, I would say that, and maybe I shouldn't say this being Korean, but you don't have to have a multi-step routine. As long as you'll cleanse, tone and moisturize and use SPF, I mean, you could argue that is a multi-step routine, like that is fine. But sometimes that is all I have time for. You don't need to have some elaborate multi-step, 10-step, 12-step or whatever routine. It's all about what works best for you. And, you know, realistically, if you are cleansing effectively, you are adding some moisture and you are moisturizing, then that can be enough for many people. You can start incorporating serums and ampoules if you're wishing to tackle a certain issue such as hyperpigmentation or acne or you know, firming, etc. Then you can start adding some of those actives and other products, but realistically you can just use a 3 to 4 step routine. But if you do want to, I don't know, indulge in some self-care and have an elaborate long routine, what I will do, because I have quite sensitive skin and obviously I have to test a lot of products for my job, is I will swatch a little bit of the product on my wrist on this kind of soft spot. So this is, I guess, quite a sensitive area of the skin. and I know that if a product breaks me out there, then I'm not going to put it on my face. That's basically my rule. Why didn't I do that for the exfoliating mask? Well, I had tried a sachet of it before years ago and it was fine. So then when I was sent the full-size product to try, I just went ahead and did it. And because it was a mask, I didn't think it could inflict such damage, but you know, boy was I wrong. So if you do have sensitive skin or you are worried about damaging your barrier when you are trying or introducing new products to your routine, then I'd recommend swatching a little bit on a sensitive area of your skin or on your neck before you incorporate it into your routine. Okay, so another question was, what ingredients should I look for? I've been using BHAs a lot, but think it's breaking me out due to over exfoliation. So likely that is the case. It could be purging. So if you are using AHAs, BHAs, to chemically exfoliate your skin, it could be skin purging, so your skin releasing bacteria that's been trapped on the skin surface. However, if you do feel like your skin has been compromised by overdoing on the exfoliation, just pare it back. I don't think there is any need to use a BHA daily, certainly not multiple times a day. For me personally, I will try to include a BHA toner or an exfoliating serum maybe 2 to 3 times a week into my routine. So I would slowly build that up. In response to the last question about how to build up a multi-step routine as well, I would say that you just introduce any actives slowly. So don't go straight in with high strength retinoids and use that every day. I would first suggest maybe starting at a low concentration of any active, so maybe a 5% vitamin C serum, using it 2 to 3 times a week, and then building that up to daily if you so wish to use that. Same with acids and same with retinol. Remember, everyone's skin is different. Everyone has different sensitivity and tolerance levels. So it's important to kind of test and learn to see what works best for you. There's a lot of questions. What's the fastest way to restore my skin barrier after overdoing it with actives? I think I'm over exfoliating and I have compromised my skin barrier. Help, there was a lot of questions of the same ilk, so hopefully I've helped answer that, but just to touch on a few more questions that came in. So one of them was how to deal with spots recurring in the exact same place. First of all, I would see if there's any triggers that you think is causing you to break out. Obviously, we've heard of maskne since the pandemic, so if you're getting spots around the chin, you can probably think, oh, okay, that's because of the irritation caused by the mask. For me, what I was finding as I was wearing my mask, I was getting spots here. I think it's because there was a little gap in my mask that I was probably just like breathing air and it was just, I don't know, forming around here and causing me to break out. I actually wasn't getting them on my chin. So for me, I started using a different mask and then the spots went. So it's kind of understanding what might be the cause. Obviously time of the month as well, that can be a hormonal problem, and a common one is usually if you get spots on one side of the face, it's usually from your pillowcase. So making sure that you are changing your pillowcase frequently. I also recommend using silk pillowcases. I just find that they're much gentler, first of all for your hair, but also for your skin as well. But yeah, it's kind of figuring that out. I also have heard that it's very common for people to get spots here, and I've had that, and what I found was it was because I wasn't rinsing my shampoo properly around this hairline. I was just kind of like quickly in the shower like rinsing it off here, and there was like residue still being stuck here, so I was getting these like hairline spots and I was thinking like, what the heck is that? That's how I, deduced that that's where I was getting them from. So if you're getting them in the exact same spot, then I would say that it is likely due to something like that you just need to look to your routine and look at what you're doing to ascertain why that is. If you're getting spots in the same place, a lot of people can say that obviously that's something to do with digestion or stress or hormonal. So I would definitely recommend speaking to your dermatologist or going to your doctor if it is getting really bad, or if you're looking to seek any medical treatment for that. Because remember, you know, acne is a medical condition of the skin. So if you are worried about things like that, then I certainly would recommend consulting with a dermatologist or a doctor. So one question was your holy grail for a healthy barrier. I think for me, honestly, the Cosrx Propolis Ampoule in this range, I don't know, I'm holding up the cream, but it is the ampoule that goes with this. That is probably the product that I used the most when I had damaged my skin, and I do feel like that really helped. And also the Benton Centella sheet mask didn't sting my face, and I noticed a considerable difference in the healing rate of my skin the day after I had used that sheet mask. So I would probably say that. But also you said Holy Grail and I've picked 4 products, but also the Jumiso Aloe and Cica range is also a very good option. I think in general, like I said, just look for ingredients and brands that are suitable for sensitive skin, contain anti-inflammatory ingredients such as Centella and Propolis, but then also preferably products that contain a lot of hydrating and nourishing ingredients such as ceramides and hyaluronic acid and shea butter, etc. So that was a little bit of a Q&A about skin barrier. Just to summarize, make sure you're using a gentle low pH cleanser. Ensure you're washing your face with cool to lukewarm water. Look for hydrating ingredients such as hyaluronic acid, shea butter, facial oils, etc. Look for ingredients such as Propolis and Centella, which are going to help repair any redness and reduce any inflammation that has been caused by damaging your skin barrier. And pare down your routine back to basic products that you know that your skin loves, preferably ones that are aimed and suitable for sensitive skin, not fragrance, free from any irritants. And yeah, I hope this video has been helpful. Like I said, I will link the video where I did a diary log of how I repaired my own skin barrier, and in there you can see a time frame and the products that I used as well. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.